How are we doing, people? Welcome back to another video, and you'll see from the length of this one, it is going to be something a little bit different, but I definitely wanted to upload this and turn it into some kind of guide and tutorial on how to kill the bosses, because this was something that I had to do for Lightkeeper to unlock one of the rarest items in the entire game. I had to kill every single boss 15 times. Don't worry, I haven't put every single one of them in there, but I wanted to show you some of the tips and tricks and strengths and weaknesses of the bosses and how to go about it. I will timestamp it all down below as well. So if you just want to skip to the boss that you find the hardest, or you want to hear what I have to say anyway, feel free to watch it. Please, as I say, like, comment on the video. Watch it from start to finish as well, guys. It really, really does help me out. We are closing in on that YouTube partner. But I'm going to stop rambling. I'll let you enjoy the video, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace. So, first up, people, we have Gluhar, or Glucose and the Sugar Boys, as some people like to call them. Honestly, this dude is just an absolute unit, along with his 6 bodyguards that all range in different sort of like difficulties and gear sets and whatnot. I personally find Glu to be the hardest boss in the entire game. Obviously, you can kind of class the goons and things like that, but in terms of just the regular bosses within the game and on the maps, this bloke with his Ash 12, with the fact that he has all these guards that can quite literally spawn anywhere, as far as I know. Even if he spawns at K's or at Black Knight or wherever, you can end up just thinking you've got a scav next to you, and next minute you're back in your stash. The guard has just absolutely destroyed you. He sent you back to your stash. There's nothing you can do about it. But up until this wipe, guys, Gluhar is not a boss that I've found that easy to kill. Even now, I don't find it easy, but obviously after doing it 15 times for this particular quest, I have got some tips and tricks that I would like to share with you guys. And the main one is just right hand peek. Like you will see here, I'm absolutely squeezing out that right hand peek. We get a shot on his head, we spray a couple more times, we see some blood, and then I right hand peek again, and he takes 2 more shots to the head. His health pool is obviously bigger than most normal scabs and some other bosses and things like that. But Glu is honestly, like, sometimes he can be so tanky. Some of these raids I was using 545, so it's understandable as to why he was so tanky. But what I found, one of the best bits of advice I can give is obviously try and wipe his guards out first, and then focus on killing Glu afterwards. I did get a little bit lucky with this particular kill. He's standing out in the open. We 2-tap him straight to the head. Nice and easy. I did check. Luckily, with quests like this, obviously you can check to see if your quest is updated. You got the extra kill on there. Perfect. This one here, he'd ran down into this underground area, and as I was saying, he can kind of spawn everywhere nowadays, and I've actually ended up seeing him down in D2 at one point. I'm pretty sure he didn't spawn down there. He would have just chased some PMCs, but it goes to show that BSG clearly are tweaking some of the AI and how they behave and stuff like that. So I ended up actually seeing Gluey's dead body down in D2. So you'll see here, we've ended up killing his Enforcer, and then we were just constantly shooting Glu underneath that truck, and then as soon as he strafed to the right, we pick up the kill. This particular kill here, guys, you'll see that it ran across and he was standing next to these, the bunkers on the side. And I was just really focusing on getting that right-hand peek. I ended up killing one of the guards, and then somehow this PMC just comes wandering over. Like, I have no idea how this guy didn't just kill me, shoot me in the back. But then we just go back to it. Right-hand peeking as tight as we possibly can. We kill him. Obviously, we don't stand up. We don't just swing it. We just keep strafing. Boom. Another kill. And it is just, honestly, right-hand peeking on Gluhar is just the way to go. What I found is that he will hide so much compared to some of the other bosses, and he'll just let his guards do all the dirty work unless you kill them all, and he'll run at you like that time. Very rarely did I find in all the times I've killed Gluhar that he'll actually just charge at you. So I would say wipe his guards out, become comfortable with the right-hand peeks, and just try and pick off the shots on him. This was the final, the 15th kill. Lovely. And now let's move on to the big man himself, Killa. The dominator of the interchange, dominator of the mall. This bloke is honestly like so hit and miss. But what I've found now, I can actually farm him quite comfortably. And I know that a lot of people struggle with him, but I've actually got to the point this wipe where I was saying he was the easiest boss in the game. Some people may disagree. When they've now changed his spawns back to basically spawning anywhere and everywhere, yes, it's now made it a little bit more difficult because it's harder to find him. But my top tricks and tips to kill this guy: throw grenades. You'll see here, I keep pulling grenades out. The reason for doing this is because unlike some of the other bosses, if he just shoots at you, you're dead. So you basically want to try and find out where he is before he shoots at you. And as soon as he shoots at you like that, move. Do not try and 1v1 this guy. He will just absolutely laser you. No matter how far you are away from him, it doesn't matter. He's just going to absolutely beam you, even though he can only see through that tiny little envelope-sized slit in his helmet. And then what you want to do is try and catch him whilst he's in his running animation. Boom. Get him before he does that little famous killer slide that we all know and love, or hate, whichever way you want to look at it. Or pick him off from distance like this. But if he aggroes, like I say, and he starts shooting back at you, do not try and challenge him. Do not try and just think, oh, I'm going to outshoot him. It's not going to happen. You're going to die. Whereas this kill here, I actually decided to leave this in the video. It's a little bit different. It actually just standing in this room. And it was quite a difficult angle to try and get on him. Obviously, I could try and throw a nade in there and then back up. Might have been a little bit difficult. I decided just to absolutely swing it and just point fire. Maybe got a little bit lucky with that one. This is the thing with Killa, is he doesn't seem to move. So even if you throw grenades, he won't move. He'll just stay stationary unless obviously the nade is right on him. But he will voice line pretty loud and you can work out his position and you pick up the kills on him. So that one, again, I caught him whilst he was actually in the sort of running animation, the movement animation. Whereas this kill here, I spot that it's him. I take some shots. So I go into panic mode. Then I realize he's not actually going to run at me. So I decide to keep popping some shots at him. Maybe I can get a lucky shot on his actual helmet instead of his face shield. For anyone that doesn't know, his face shield is level 6, but his helmet's only level 4. So if you do manage to penetrate his helmet, you can actually pick up a kill fairly easily. So obviously if he's facing away from you, you can shoot him in the helmet, in the back of the helmet, top of the helmet, things like that. Just do not hit him in the face shield because it's level 6. It'll ricochet pretty much everything. And then if this happens where he goes into full spray mode, just let him burn himself out. Like a little child. Let him burn himself out. Keep spraying at a wall. And when he's finished, he'll either try and run somewhere to reload, or he'll just basically sit still and reload. And then you can just peek him and finish him off. So you'll see on this clip, I jumped to try and get his whereabouts. I actually peeked the corner and make a mistake here because I had repacked my mag. So I run out of bullets. As soon as he starts firing back at me and now he knows my position, I'm scared to peek that corner. But quite luckily, a PMC comes flying over in the background. I start popping shots at him. Killa decides to finish him off for me. You know, a bit of teamwork. Perfect. And then I decide to peek the corner. Catch him in his running animation. Once again. Nice and easy kill. I used to absolutely hate farming this guy as well. I hated trying to get the kill on him because I weren't sure how to do it. But now, I've found that the VSS or the Val is the way to go. I know in a couple of these previous clips I wasn't using it. But I'm actually up to like 38 kills now on the stylish one to unlock tracksuit. And I just find that using the VSS or the Val is by far the best. And you can kind of 1v1 him a little bit. Like, I still wouldn't advise it. But he does just come sprinting at me here. This is what he always does. Like I say, you want to try and catch him in that running animation before he can actually stop and get some shots off on you. Try and catch him and pick up the kill. We get him again then. And I left this one in because it was the final kill. Got a little bit lucky with the SR25. Close range point fire. And that was that. Now moving on to Rat Boy. This guy, honestly, if you are struggling to kill this boss, I don't really know what else to say. I can understand that his guards can be a little bit difficult. But Reshala himself is the worst boss in terms of, like, difficulty in the entire game. He is useless. I don't think I've ever died to him, even when I very first started playing this game. I've never actually died to Reshala himself. I've died to his guards many times. They can hit you with a one-tap. And it is what it is. But even there, he misses his shot on me. This is a boss. And he just misses. He's terrible. He just stands still. I don't really have much advice on this guy other than be a little bit wary around his guards. And then once his guards are dead, kill him. You'll even see on this clip, I shoot him. His guard shoots back at me, whereas Reshala just kind of backs off and wanders off down the hallway. Like, he's a clueless boss. He never seems to actually fight back or shoot me. And once you kill his guards, he'll just go sit in a room. Or even beforehand. He'll just be sitting in a room, sitting in a bathroom or something. And most of the time as well, if you do kill his guards, who can be quite heavily armored, you'll see there that guy was wearing a reduct. Sometimes they can have ultins on. They normally got some decent bullets and plenty of grenades on them. They will hit you with some crazy airburst grenades. And then Reshala is in a bathroom. He will literally run away to the other, like, 2-story or 3-story, wherever you're fighting, and just hide. So, Reshala is pretty simple. This guy, not so much. Sanitar. This guy, honestly, I don't really know how to explain, right? If you catch him and you spot him, Kill him in your first few shots. Get him out the way. Get him done nice and quick like that. Boom, boom. He drops. If you allow this guy to survive your first few bullets and run away, you're in trouble. He's going to pop all his stims, and he is going to take a lot of bullets to kill. But that right there is the way to do it. You throw grenades, and unlike what I was saying with Killa, where he pretty much stays still and just voice lines, if you throw grenades near Sanitar, he will voice line as well as run away from anywhere, basically. And he'll just completely give up his position, and you can just shoot him. But please finish him, because if you don't, he's going to pop stims. And like one of the clips that's coming up, you'll see just how much HP this bloke ends up with. In terms of fighting him and his guards, I will admit his guards are actually quite difficult. They sometimes have like Vepr Hunters on them, and the T45M and stuff in some of their guns just absolutely slaps you. So his guards are actually the difficult ones. They run like defenders and things like that. So again, similar to Reshala, I very rarely die to Sani himself, but I will die to his guards every now and then because they will just absolutely destroy you. This clip here is the one I'm talking about. Sanitar is out in the open. I've shot him. My teammate has shot him. He is then stimmed up. I've jumped off the balcony to try and push close to finalize and get the kill. And you'll see just how many bullets this guy takes. So I'm beaming him through a bush at this point. Yes, maybe some bullets are hitting the bench. They're hitting the railings. It is what it is. Most of the bullets are hitting the boss. He still doesn't drop. I tap him a couple of more times. My teammate is also shooting him from the other side. He still doesn't fall. And on this next spray, you'll see just how many bullets he takes to drop. Because he's popped so many stims, his HP is crazy. Like, I know that feels kind of quick. That's a lot of bullets considering we've already shot him and things like that. So this clip here, this is something Sani does every now and then. Once you've shot him, he will actually just go and heal. Like I say, he does try and pop stims, but if you can catch him before the stims get popped and he's using like a CMS like he was there, or he's using like a Salaba or something, it's basically low HP. You finish him off before he gets them stims stabbed in, guys. I can't reiterate this enough. Get him finished off before those stims get stabbed and you're sorted. Fighting him around cottages is, in my opinion, the hardest place to fight him. Even though he wears a bright blue jacket, seeing him through the bushes is really, really difficult. Again here, he's gone and hid in the corner and just started trying to use the CMS, which as a boss, using a CMS is pretty crazy. And we pick up the nice and easy kill. This one here, again, showcases just how difficult he can be in terms of, like, bullet sponge. I've beamed him once. I've beamed him again. And then even here, he just tanks the rest. But this was the final kill. Boom! Moving on to the next one. And this guy, the little hooded warrior, like, I'm not a woods guy. I'm not a sniper. And this guy, people say is easy. I disagree, man. This guy, I know they've kind of tweaked his AI a little bit now, and he will play a little bit more aggressive once he's kind of locked onto you. But the fact that he basically just sits in bushes, he doesn't have his own voice lines like most of the other bosses nowadays. So you can't actually know whether it's him or whether it's just random scavs that have spawned in when you're throwing your grenades and things like that. He's scary, and all you hear is doof doof, and then you're back in your stash. There's not much you can do about it. I found personally the easiest way for me to actually kill Shturman is just to use thermals, as you'll see in some of the like clips coming up. Obviously these beginning clips I wasn't using a thermal, and then I was like, look, I just need to whack the thermal out. I can't see the guy, and as soon as I do, he's sitting there. Boom, nice and easy. We pick up the kills on him, and it just became a lot simpler because if he's sitting in bushes, obviously the way Tarkov is, it can be very difficult to spot. And like that, even though I'm miles away from him, as soon as I ADS, he wasn't aggroed on me prior to that. But as soon as I ADS the corner, he locks on, he goes prone. And it's a good job we kill him because he's got a red rebel. How lovely. Beautiful. I had to leave that in there, guys. But in terms of actually killing him, like I say, thermal's the way forward. But I found that with his AI nowadays, once you have actually aggroed him, he will push you. Which has definitely made him a little bit easier. Whereas in the past, I know in previous wipes, you'll take shots at him. You'll basically just reposition and go and sit in a bush. Whereas, like I say, now you kind of take some shots and he aggroes and he actually pushes towards you, which does make sense. He does have his AK as well as his SVD. But he comes running in here and we do pick up the kill with the MP7. So my biggest piece of advice with Shturman would be to make sure that you're running a full auto weapon at least. If you are deciding to go in and try and use a bolty, keep a full auto little SMG or something as your backup, just in case he does try and run at you. But the main thing I would say is just try and run a thermal. If you can afford it, run a thermal. It's a lot easier to pick him up. You see here, he's literally in a bush, and he still nearly kills me even with my thermal. This guy for me is just a pain. I know a lot of people find him easy, guys, but just for me, this is my advice. Run the thermals, get him done, and if you can aggro him and then just hide, let him run at you. He clearly aggroed on me from pretty far away on this particular clip. This was the final kill yet again. 15th kill on him, and this actually completed a mentor quest as well. So, boom. There we go. I just realized on the previous bit, guys, I said mentor quest. I meant hunter, okay? We unlocked the Mjolnir, the MK18, the big slapper, and we are now moving on to my baby boy, Tagilla. I honestly love this dude. I think he has, like, the best sort of character design and lore and everything in the game. I think he's amazing. And my best bit of advice for this dude is just shoot. I know it sounds silly, guys, but just shoot. He will just run at you. He will W key you. He has the stupidest AI in the game. Whereas, like, Reshala's dumb in terms of just sitting in a room, Tagilla's dumb in terms of he just runs at you. He doesn't think what's going on. Like, he's taking shots at me there. I'm weak. And then because he just has this sledgehammer AI, he just runs at me and you can just finish him off. It's really that simple. Yes, he's quite tanky. Obviously, wearing the level 5 helmet, the level 6 armored rig. But even with the armored rig, you can go for his legs. You can go for his stomach because it only protects thorax. Sometimes he does run a level 4, which does make things easier. But honestly, this guy's fairly simple to kill. I would say one of my biggest tips for killing this dude is just make sure that you run contact 4s when running factory. Because if you spawn and he's on the map, you will hear him grunt or groan or make some kind of noise straight off of spawn. And then you can just work out where he is, go and kill him. But I have noticed a little bit more recently that he does actually creep walk around the map. And that can make things a little bit more difficult. He will literally just creep up and open a door right next to you. You'll have no idea. But you'll see here, he likes going into these weird animations mid-fight. So you'll see in another clip coming up soon as well, guys. Like, if you shoot him, he will randomly decide to just go into healing animations and things like that, which obviously is a little bit weird. And this is what I mean about his AI being a little bit strange at times. There he just W keys straight at me. Nice and simple. I would say if he runs the shotgun, he's a little bit easier to kill. The AK can make it harder. I do find that the AK, he does actually spray me a little bit more often. And you'll see here, this is the stupid AI where he goes and sits in the corner, heals up, and you just pick up the kill. Now, moving on to the good stuff. Here we go then, people. Last wipe, I didn't do any of the Lightkeeper quests. And this wipe, I thought, let's do it all. We're about to hand in the final quest that required me to kill every boss 15 times.
Аккуратней на выходе.
Excellent. Now your souvenir is waiting for you at Ragman's place. He's already received instructions from our friends.
Все на этом. Счастливо.
Give me that clothing. Give me it. Give me it, baby. Hell yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, it was not worth it at all. Oh.